Top five, top five, top five.
So topical back with another video. I'm Strange Wang. He is Nate. Today we're doing top 5 surprisingly good movies from 2021. These are personal lists about movies that surprised us. He's going to tell you things.
It's true. If you scroll down to the description box below and open it up, you'll find links to our social media accounts. So we would greatly appreciate it if you would go give us a follow on those. We also have links to our coffee account and our Patreon account. So if you feel so compelled to help our channel grow in a financial manner, those are there for you as well. But you know what? Subscribing is free. So if you would just do that right now, we'd really appreciate it. If you don't know how our top 5s work, he's going to start with his 5 and 4. I'll give my 5 and 4, 3-2, 3-2. Then we trade off number 1s. We also have something called the Zemeckis rule, which just means if we both have the same movie on our list, but one person has it 2 spots or higher, they'll say Zemeckis, and we'll save the conversation until then.
My number 5 is going to be Nobody.
I still haven't seen
We got a few movies where it was like, hey, you like John Wick? Watch this. This movie was that and more. I was like, damn, I'm surprised I like this movie this much. It was one of the funnest movies of the year. I really enjoyed it. The performances was great. You got fucking the Better Call Saul. You got RZA for the Wu-Tang Clan. And you got Doc Brown shooting guns. How great is that? So check it out if you haven't. If you was worried about it being too John Wick-like. Well, it is. But it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The other 2 or 3 that came out this year. One that you talked about on one of our videos, I in the corner for that one. Gunpowder Milkshake.
Yeah.
You tried too hard.
Yeah. Kate as well. They want
Kate,
so bad.
That's what
they want real bad to make a female John Wick work, and I think that it can. It just wasn't those 2.
Yeah. I mean, worry about Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Make another Atomic Blonde. You'll do anything. You know what I'm saying? But Red Notice will be Red Notice is going to be my number 4.
Huh.
I thought these 3 jabronis was just going to do the same shit they've been doing for the last 15 movies they've made and then put it out on Netflix because it's Netflix. I had a lot of fucking fun with this movie. Was it predictable? Yeah. Were the jokes not very funny? Yeah. But I had a lot of fucking fun at the end of the day. I was, as they say in the South, I was grinning ear to ear. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I was very surprised because everything I thought about this movie, it was. What did that football coach say? Talking about Georgia Bulldogs, some shit. They were what we thought they were. What did he say?
Yeah, they are what we thought they were.
That's what that movie is.
And we let them off the hook.
That's exactly what this movie is. I was like, man, I'm going to watch this movie on Netflix. I'm going to watch it, not enjoy it. I'm going to shit on it because of these reasons. And these reasons were in that movie. They were what we thought they were. And I let them off the hook because it was so much fun and so enjoyable. But Ryan Reynolds, you still suck.
Ha. So my number 5 is going to be Mortal Kombat. I thought that movie
Very fun movie.
was going to be terrible. It was like, there hasn't been I understand the nostalgia towards the other ones. It's fine. They're not good. I thought this one was also not going to be good. You know what? It still isn't that good.
So.
But I thought this movie was going to be ass. And it was a lot of fun because I didn't have to care. And it's just when you could just go into an action movie or an action comedy and just not care, it just frees you up to just enjoy it, right? It's I don't care about the lore of Mortal Kombat, and they didn't try to give me a ton of that. They were just it felt like an old 90s movie where it's just these are the characters. You don't need to know how they got their powers. You don't really need to know where they came from or how they got here. They just do cool shit, so here's them fighting each other. And the little references that they made to the games and everything, it all worked.
Bro, I gave that movie 5 out of 10 wings to start with after I met Kano in that movie, son. He a funny motherfucker.
So my number 4 is my Ryan Reynolds movie for the list, and it's Free Guy. I know you hate it, and the reasons that you hate it, I still agree with. But it's the same thing. I can't explain. I cannot tell you why I had so much fun with this movie. But I am 100% on the team that is Ryan Reynolds just burnout at this point. I've seen too much of the same thing from him. We get it. He's funny. He's witty. He has this interesting cadence to his voice. I've seen it. But something about, I don't know if it's just because of how much I love video games. So, the idea of just exploring, life for an NPC who's I I'm glad they kind of explained that they ended up inventing an AI in this. But I also like care a lot about like plagiarism and people stealing like other people's ideas, and they touched on that in the real world section of this game. Yeah, some of the jokes were really lame. And yeah, like the buff version of Ryan Reynolds that's really dumb that shows up at the end was stupid as shit. Like, that was dumb. Did not need to include that. Like, you still could have made some sort of big bad guy thing pop up. It did not need to be this. Like, the CGI in this movie isn't that bad, except for that character. The stats is just awful. But I had way more fun with this movie than I thought I was going to. I watched it on a plane, and like by the time I got to the end, I was literally like, there's like 15 minutes of the movie left, and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm like sort of invested in how this movie ends, and I did not expect that to happen.
Crazy.
My number 3 is going to be the Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt, and usually Chris Pratt plays Chris Pratt in every movie.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
So I'm not a fan of that either. You know, it works for the first Guardians movie. Kind of tired of it in the second Guardians movie. You changed it up in Endgame or whatever that. Which one came first? Infinity War. And Endgame, you changed it up. You got a bit more serious. But I'm assuming they're going to go back to the lighter tone until you gotta get serious again. So, not really a Chris Pratt fan. Don't like science fiction movies. But I really enjoyed this movie. A lot of fun. I was, like he said, I was surprised I was invested into this movie at the end of it with the father-daughter situation and that dynamic. And I was like, damn, this shit actually pretty damn good. You know, the aliens. Like, it's a pretty mediocre movie. But I just had a lot of fun with it because it felt like 90s. Like, if this shit came out in 97, Will Smith would have been in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it just has that vibe, that tone, that feel. And I love that. Because that's when I grew up.
Nice.
With the movies of that nature. My number 2 is going... God damn, I can't see shit. Vacation Friends. Oh my goodness. I was laughing like a motherfucker, son. What's his name? Lil Reese? He was TSA in Get Out. What's his name?
Oh.
I think Lil Reese is a rapper.
I can't remember.
Little Rel?
I don't know.
Lil Rel Howell. I think that's his name. I can't remember. And the other guy, I didn't even see him their whole movie. I just saw some jorts. That joke's terrible, and I will not say it again. I apologize. But you got him. You got John Cena. Oh my god, dude. I was busting out laughing. Like, there's some gut busters in this film. It is so much fucking fun. It's on Hulu, so it's basically free. If you watch 3 movies, this one's basically free. You know, the 4th movie's free, basically. You know, it's Hulu. It's like $5. I don't even pay for it, so it is free. Ha ha ha. So it's just so much fun. Like, I was like, damn, bro. I thought this shit was gonna be stupid. You got slapstick jokes constantly, like pervy little sex jokes that shouldn't be funny, but because of who's saying them, they're hilarious. And top to bottom, I was like, man, that was incredible. Like, it's so funny. That's if we get to 2030, what? No, hold on. It would be 2030.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. When we get to 2030, we're still making videos and we do top 10 comedies of this decade or whatever the fuck.
Wow.
This is going to be on there.
Really?
This is probably the funniest movie I've seen. That's actually a comedy.
Yeah.
In a long time.
I hope it's not because it's a good movie, but just because I hope that we actually get some good comedies
Bro,
this decade.
I don't find shit funny anymore.
I don't either. I'm the same way. I feel you. Yeah, I feel that.
Like, the early 2000s ended and now it's just
Yeah.
like, nothing's funny
You've already
anymore.
sold... I haven't seen that yet. You sold me on it because I just don't laugh at comedy movies anymore.
Bro. I must have been high or something. I was geeking. I was geeking like Revenge of the Nerds.
So my number 3 is gonna be Pig. We watched the trailer for it, and I was like, all right, I can't really tell what they're selling me because the trailer gave off like almost like a John Wick premise. Like, they stole his pig, now he's gonna go fuck some shit up.
It's still kind of like that, similar.
But not really. He doesn't really fuck anybody up.
Without the fucking up part.
He lets himself get fucked up. But like, so it's like I had no clue what to expect out of this movie. But I was like, all right. The trailer made it seem like they were going the John Wick route. And I was like, I just don't really... There's so many John Wick copycats now. I just don't want that. And like Nick Cage, I really like him in some stuff, but like it's Nick Cage. We all know that if we watch a Nick Cage movie, there's a chance it's going to get out there.
You're not wrong.
But I watched it, and it's just like he's so reserved and like quiet, and it's like you can see that this character has just gone through like something painful, and the way that he like connects to people through food throughout the film, and it's just like they never even, you know what I love about it? They don't even explain why he loves the pig. It's just his companion. That's it. Like there was no like my wife gave it to me before she died backstory. There's no like, which like you can't convince me that wasn't written into the script at first, but then they're like, nah, John Wick's wife gave him a dog. We can't do that anymore. But it's like I was just so invested in that movie, and I love the tone and like the father-son dynamic between Alex Wolff and his dad, and like Nick Cage returning to Portland, and then like figure like, okay, like does this dude have some like weird seedy past? Why does everybody know who he like? There was just so much like mystery surrounded by this character. In the end, it's just like, no, he was just a great chef, and he loved food, and like that's how he connected to people. And it's like, and then you find out that the pig died. Like big spoilers, too late. But it's like there's not even a real like the resolution is just that like he has to move on, and like I just felt so like solemn and somber by the end of it. It just like blew every expectation I could have had for this film out of the water, and I loved it.
While you were talking, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
It did not remind me of John Wick. It just hit me. This movie is hard R Ratatouille. People look down on rats. They look down on bums. He's smelly. He doesn't take showers. He hangs out with a fucking pig all day. He cooks. He cooks so good. The asshole in the movie cries because it takes him back to a memory.
No.
Everything's okay after that.
That's a good point.
Hard R Ratatouille.
Yeah. So my number 2 is going to be another movie that my expectations were completely set from the trailer when we reacted to it. And it's I Care a Lot.
That should have been on my list.
We watched the trailer for this movie.
I wasn't even going to watch it.
You were just like, no,
I wrote that shit off.
No, fuck this. Like you hated it, and I was just like, I'm kind of interested because it's like everyone in the movie is shitty, and I just don't know what they're gonna do with that. And it's like, I watched that movie, and I was just like, that movie was a fucking thrill ride, man. And it's like Rosamund Pike. You talked about her in another list we made, like. I mean, she did what she always does, just playing this cold, calculating, like, person. But, like, this one is just, like, smart. And it's like, you just hate everyone so much in this movie that it works. And normally when that happens in a movie, I'm just like, why should I don't understand why you want me to care about any of these people. But it's just like...
Because you care a lot.
They pit two just awful people against each other. So it's just like... Who's gonna win? Like, do they both lose? Like, do they both get away and just continue being shitty? What is gonna happen here? And it's like it just did such a good job of like, and it's so like back and forth. Like she gets a win, he gets a win, she comes back, gets a win, he gets a win, and then like the ending that ultimately happens, which like I felt like the ending just happened a little too quick, but I was still so invested, like getting to that point. It was just like, man, I like that movie. That was a good movie.
See, it's not on my list, but it probably should have been.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree because I feel like you get the surprise that you fucked over a really, really shitty person.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they almost get her. They almost get a win. They almost get a win over. They almost get a win over. Mm-hmm. But they never really do.
They never finish her.
And that keeps me invested. So when the ending does happen... It's Super Bowl Sunday, dog. I'm out my seat fucking, let's fucking go. Like, dead ass. Like, I jumped out my seat. I was like, yes, fuck that bitch. Like, I was going bananas, dog. Like, it should have been on my list. So good.
No, I like the ending. I just wish that there was just, like, a little more,
No, that's what
feel
I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, to me, I didn't care. Like, I was so invested, I didn't even remember that part.
You didn't care a
I
lot.
didn't even see that shit coming.
Yeah.
I had my sunglasses on while I was watching. I didn't even see that shit coming. That was your what?
2.
My number 1 is Cruella.
Okay.
So let's preface something. Cruella is a Disney property made by Disney. Disney, when you think of that, that's the magical kingdom. You see pictures of Disneyland.
Oh,
you got families. You got people wearing costumes. You got smiles. You got children of all ages. Me, I haven't buttoned up in my shirt in 7 years. I have a extra long nail that may or may not be used for cocaine. If you look in my trash can, all you will find are bottles of orange juice, empty bottles of vodka, and empty champagne bottles because I drink from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. I make YouTube videos. I wear sunglasses inside. I got a body count that Freddy Krueger would be jealous of. I'm a heathen. I'm a goddamn heathen.
Yeah.
A lady named Miss Helen told me that one time. And
I love her.
I should not be the person this film targets. But I had so much fun with this movie. Top to bottom, I had so much joy and investment and excitement with every scene. I loved every character for a different reason. Whether, oh man, you play a great cunt, or oh my goodness, I want you get a win. I like your relationship with this person, and I see what you're trying to do, and I hope you succeed. Or you're Paul Walter Hauser, and you don't have to do anything, and I'm just like, I like you. You're fucking great. Like, this movie has dogs in it. I hate dogs, but you, my dog, different kind of dog.
The battery's low, man. Come on.
But I should not have liked this movie as much as I did. And I like, to the point, spoiler alert, top 10 favorite movies of the year. That's how much I like this movie.
Wow.
And I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, another live action Disney movie? You got a coat now. You know, I was like, hey, you don't like this shit. What's your number 1?
So my number 1 is, I think that's the Suicide Squad.
That shit's fire.
The first one, the DC Universe, garbage.
You garbage? You want to call garbage, boy?
Like, don't like it. Don't like it at all. This movie was coming out. I was like, I like the premise of the Suicide Squad. I've seen, like, animated stuff that I loved involving the Suicide Squad. I gave it a chance. And it came out, and I didn't get to watch it till like a week after it hit streaming. And it's like Twitter's just blowing up. This movie's so great. I can't believe that this is what I'm like. Fanboys, you got a grain of salt. I watched this movie. So much fucking fun. This movie was so fun. Like, Cena crushed it. Idris Elba, best replacement for Will Smith ever. Like, I don't know how many times Will Smith has been replaced by people, but I mean, that's between him and his wife.
Damn!
I couldn't help it. But yeah, like the dynamics between all of the characters, the weird little characters that seem like they don't matter but end up having something relevant come across. Like Polka Dot Man, they get you to give a shit about that dude, and then they're just like, that's when we think about you giving a shit about this guy. Ratcatcher 2, like, it's fun, it's stupid, it's irreverent, and it still managed to get me invested in some of these characters. It's like, Margot Robbie's going to do Harley Quinn shit. It's going to be great every time it's on the screen.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's just how it's going to be, and I appreciate it. But everything else that surrounds her is what is going to make or break any, like, it's what broke the first one, and it's what made this one. And it's like, I'm just so stoked for, like, just this one piece of the DC universe that is finally good. And I didn't expect it. I was just like, it's just going to... I mean, it's either going to be like, blah, yeah, it was better than the first one, or it's going to be garbage. I fucking love that movie. It was great.
A couple things you left out was, it's so deep, too. It's like a metaphor for coronavirus. Because it started in this one place and it gets spread, but you got to stop it. And you forgot to mention the greatest actor of our generation in this movie, Sylvester Stallone, as King Shark.
Oh.
But anyways... Our battery's low. Tell us what you thought about our top 5 most surprising movies of 2021. What's your list? Put that in the comment section down below. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video.
And
subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.